to Doha and remembered that historic race. So I'm not saying that Miller-Uibo wouldn't have been a favorite anyway, but you have just all these people go out of this event for a variety of reasons that we're not really going to get into because everybody knows. And then the group that you're left with, it really shakes out to Miller-Uibo versus the U.S. and Jamaica here. And so the U.S. has a good shot here to pick up some medals. But Miller-Uibo, her PB, obviously sub 49, but her season best, 49.08. And she hasn't really run that many quarters this year. Season best is 49.08. Nobody else on the start list, Gordon, has run faster than 49.61 this year. And that 49.61 this year is Stephanie Ann McPherson of Jamaica. You, of course, have Quinera Hayes, who won the U.S. trials, 49.78. Allyson Felix, 50.02. Candice McLeod of Jamaica, 49.91. Wadlin Jonathas, 50.03. But that gap there, so either Miller-Uibo is going to have to slow down considerably, or someone's going to have to run the race of their life, essentially, to win this race. So, again, if she's healthy, if she's not impacted too much by running the 200, if she runs the 200, this should be a significant victory for Miller-Uibo in the quarter.
I 100% agree. I think we'll see what the gambling odds have for her. I'll bring it up. So,
she's a huge favorite.
Yeah, women's 400. She's minus 500. So that's
that might even be not generous enough given the field here. And you can see here's the world list. We can put that. I don't know if we've already put that up, but you can put that up again. You can see the names there of people who aren't running the quarter who have run fast this year. That's why when people were saying, "Oh, she's talking about running the 200," she's talking about running the 200, not the 400. I looked at it the same way as when the talk out there was that Felix was going to run the 200 and not the 400 at the U.S. trials. How it just would be a really puzzling decision given the personnel in both races. Like we just went through the 200, how hard that's going to be. It's an absolute gauntlet to get a medal in the women's 200, let alone get a gold medal. And then you go in the 400 where your season best is more than a half a second clear of everybody else. And your lifetime best is an even bigger advantage over everybody else. I think this is going to be the Miller-Uibo show. Now, I will say this. Every time Miller-Uibo's in a 400 in a global championship, crazy stuff happens. Crazy stuff happens. You saw, obviously, remember 16, her and Felix. Yeah, which just before the Richardson situation, like created the worst takes of non-track people ever. Like that was the bar. And then people flew by it with Richardson. Like they sprinted past how bad those takes were. People saying she should be disqualified. It was just a hailstorm of horrible opinions. Okay, and then you go to 17. Remember, she was in the lead and then stumbles in or ties up. I don't even know what happened in those last few meters, and then ends up getting fourth. That was one where Nasser announced herself to the world, and Francis got the gold. And then you go to 2019, where she ran a time that you'd think would have won and should have won, and she ends up getting beaten. So even with all that crazy past considered, I still think she is a solid lock here for gold.
Yeah, solid lock. There's a lot of what could this race have been if he had the Miller-Uibo show, but he also had the two Nambia athletes who recently ran Namibia. 48 seconds and 40 Nambia, 48 seconds, Namibia. 49 seconds. I'm just going to the NAM country.
Namibia.
Yeah. Sorry. I apologize. I'm the worst at the English language. It's unfortunate we don't get to see this young. She's what, 18? 19? She's like 19 or 20?
Yeah, she's young. Yeah.
She's young. Look at this. This has been like, imagine this versus Shaunae Miller-Uibo. This would have been fun to watch, but we don't get to see that. Noah Thing Mo either, which would have been also really fun. Another young star. But hey, we're going to still get a little bit of Shaunae Miller-Uibo, Allyson Felix on our last hurrah, you could say. I'm looking at the odds. Allyson Felix, check this out. Top 3 odds is plus 150. That's really good odds. I would take that.
Mm-hmm.
Allyson Felix getting at least top 3. That's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at how the worm has turned. We started the year with Gordon saying Felix was not even going to make the trials or something. There was some really horrible opinion, and now you have her ranked second. You're picking her for silver ahead of Cornera Hayes. I think it's going to be a fight for those last 2 medals. I think Felix is one of the people who's in it, but I think all 3 Jamaicans have a shot. I think all 3 Americans have a shot as well. Also, Polino of the Dominican Republic's run sub 50 this year. But yeah, it's been a journey for Gordon and his takes with Allyson Felix. I guess that one month ago, we're putting it up on the screen now. Gordon finally admits he's wrong about Allyson Felix. Now, I guess the trilogy, the part 3 of it is Gordon bets his own money on Allyson Felix. That's how confident he is. Ultimate
and then I lose.
Respect. And then you get that
losing the money, and then I go back. Well, my next take on Allyson Felix is going to be when everyone starts comparing her to Bolt, and I'll be very upset about that because she's not Bolt.
Hey, silver, if she gets a silver here, or like, what are the odds? Let's play this game real quick. What's the percent chance that Miller-Uibo doesn't run the 400?
I mean, she's going to run it. It's the second event. 200's the more one up in the air, I would argue.
Yeah, but I'm still asking the question. What's the percent chance she doesn't run the 400?
0.
Okay, well, it's got to be higher than 0 because there's less than 0% chance of an injury. You
I'm
didn't play the
your
game
bet.
very.
Okay,
yeah, the
10%.
You were
5%.
Okay,
5%.
Okay, so right, so it's more than 0.
Okay,
and it's higher than anybody else. Like her scratch potential, which is a stat I just made up right now, is higher than any of the other notable names in this event. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If she does scratch, imagine the story there. Imagine how wide open this thing then becomes. Because as I mentioned before, then you have the 3 Americans, 3 Jamaicans, and Felix could win. I mean, she also could finish at the back of that group and get 5th or 6th, but everything is on the table then. Cornera Hayes, gold medalist. McPherson, gold medalist. Wyland Jonathan's gold medalist. All that is in play if Miller-Uibo doesn't run. Again, I don't think she's going to do it, but I don't think she's going to scratch is what I'm saying. And I've said that all year. I think even when we thought NASA was going to run, I thought the 400 was going to be the better chance because, again, of how deep the 200 is. But there at least exists a possibility. The 400's been strange all year. U.S., it's been strange. Throughout the world, it's been strange. That's one thing it's been consistent. Let's move on.